My name is Laura Pritchard. I am a missionary to Liberia, West Africa from West Michigan. And I am excited, inspired, and passionate about being a bridge between African Americans and West Africans. So join us in a conversation for Black History Month, literally trying to build that bridge and connect you to West Africa.
I'm Eric Michael Washington. I am professor of history and Africana studies at Calvin University. And my passion is to link African Americans or all Africans of the diaspora with the continent, especially Liberia.
So join us as we talk about the connection between Liberia and African Americans here in the United States. You are going to love this conversation and you're going to learn a lot, and we pray you'll be inspired to even go across the water with us. We'll see you Black History Month. I went to an African festival once that was hosted primarily by African Americans, and at that point I had begun to connect with various African communities, and I think I had traveled to Senegal and probably Liberia, at that point. And as I walked around the festival, we had like soul food, we had barbecue, we had old school R&B playing, but I didn't see anything that was really African. And in that moment, I felt like, wow, we are a disconnected people. We want to celebrate, and we want to be, and we want to know, and we want to own, and we want to be owned by, I think many of us do, by our African identity. But there's so much we don't know.
Right.
There's so much we don't know.
Right.
And inside of me, I feel like there's a longing in me and in us to connect, to reconnect. And I especially see it with young people, but I also see it with people my age.
Yeah.
We want to know. And I think we need to dismantle, if you will, I would even say annihilate the lies that separate us. This division,
Right.
that we think this about Africans and Africans think that about us. We need to get beyond those stereotypes and those lies and really know who we are.
Yeah. But folks like my age, some folks my age and a little bit younger, they catch it.
Yeah.
They see the connections,
Yes.
and that the Middle Passage didn't sever ties.
Yes.
The cultures really carried over.
Yes.
And the trauma of enslavement and the trauma of second-class citizenship has never severed those ties. No. They're mystical, spiritual. I don't want to sound all spooky and anything like that, but that's what it is.
Yeah.
I can't explain it any other way. How are we so alike?
Yeah.
When we've been separated
for so long.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you have the eyes to see, and I think one thing is that both of us we want to encourage, especially African Americans,
yes,
to go across the Atlantic, and put their feet on the soil and see the landscape, look at the people, listen to the people, interact with the people, and then they'll find that they're back home.
Yeah. So that's why I do what I do. In response to the prayer that I prayed, I feel like God opened the door and said, yes, you can go back home. And so going back home to me was to go to Liberia. And I love Liberia because you just talked about, this connection that we have from as a result of the transatlantic slave trade and many Africans leaving the continent, being kidnapped from the continent and taken to different places, namely one place here, right? So what was intriguing about Liberia to me was that many folks from here went back. So you have doors of no return in Ghana, on Goree Island in Senegal, I think in Benin, in Nigeria. There's these doors of no return where Africans left never to return to the continent. But Liberia is the door of return.
Yeah.
Where people specifically left from here and went back and made themselves a home.
Yeah.
They built a republic, an independent and free republic.